What's going on, guys? Dottz here, and today I'm going to be bringing you a beginner's guide to Seasons in Black Desert Online. Seasons are a way for new players to get a fast pass start in BDO, and are a great way to earn catch-up gear to get your account started. This guide is going to be a step-by-step process on how to complete your season character, as well as provide a list on what you should be doing after you finish the season. But before we do get into today's guide, I just want to thank our sponsor, Ewin Racing. I have used Ewin Racing's products now for about 4 years, and so I've put in hundreds and hundreds of hours in their desk chairs. I had their original champion chair for a solid 3.5 years, but when they told me, hey, we have an upgraded version of the chair that you're using, I, of course, wanted to try it. So I've been using this new version for a couple of months, and it is definitely a big step up over the previous one. For example, like the headrest here is magnetic, so you don't have like all the buckles and straps hanging off your chair. It just sticks right to it, and you can adjust it however you want. You can ascend and descend the chair. You can rock on the chair. You could obviously adjust the tilt of the back if you want to. But to me, one of the biggest things that stood out was the quality of the leather on the chair compared to the older version. So if you look, I mean, I think the camera picks it up really well. You can tell this is a big step up. And my favorite thing is the fact that this is perforated. I know me personally, I get very warm when I game, and so having perforated leather, to me at least, makes a really big difference in keeping me cool. They also do have a built-in lumbar support with this little dial right here. I personally don't use it because I have some issues with my back, so I use the pillow that they sent me instead. But should you want to use the built-in lumbar support, it is there and you can use it. You guys can pick up any of their products. You've used the links in the description below for 30% off. Plus, they're going to be running Black Friday sales very soon after Thanksgiving. And so you can get even more money off. And so there's really never been a better time to hop into one of their chairs or grab one of their desks. So again, link in the description below. Use code Dottz at checkout. All right, guys, now that we are back from the ad break, to get us started, I just want to quickly explain BDO's server architecture. BDO runs off of a channel system very similar to old school RuneScape. You can freely switch between channels that are not committed to any single one, like World of Warcraft or New World. There are two types of servers, normal servers and season servers. Season servers are only accessible by season characters and have extra bonuses such as extra experience, additional enhancement materials granted for the season, and open world PvP is also disabled. Season characters can still play on normal servers, but it's recommended to play on the season servers as a new player for all those benefits I described. Previously, season servers used to happen seasonally. Now, BDO has moved into an eternal season server setup where there will instead always be a season running. So it doesn't matter when you try BDO, you will be able to access the fast pass leveling process that I've been describing to get your account up and going. However, to be able to create a season server character, not only will you, like always, need to have an open character slot, but you'll also need to make sure you have the season character tickets to actually create a season character. You will start off with 2, and these will get replenished periodically. The first thing you want to do is to create a brand new season character. In terms of what class you should pick, I highly recommend picking something you think looks fun over something that you think will be efficient or super duper easy. BDO is a very long-term game, and you'll have more fun playing something that you enjoy over something that is, quote, meta, especially because the meta can change pretty frequently. This is an MMO after all. Now, once you create your character, it's going to tell you to start your adventure and give you the choice on where to go. The Ancient Stone Chamber, the Mountain of Eternal Winter, or the Land of the Morning Light. For basically everyone, I recommend choosing the Ancient Stone Chamber. For new players, this will get you right into the main story of Black Desert, and for veteran players, this will allow you to quickly get to a Lustin to do the quest skip. Now that you're in game, you might wonder, well, what do I do now? Well, for now, you should just follow the quest line that the game puts you on. And soon after you start your journey, you'll quickly come upon a Lustin in Velia. This gives you the option of manually going through the quests or choosing a simplified route and just grinding instead. Ultimately, it's up to you, but my personal preference and my recommendation is to go through the simplified route for the season so that you don't have to quest through Media if you've already done it. Your overall goal for the season is to get to level 61 to complete the season pass and to get your season gear, known as Tuvala gear, to a rating of Pen. So gear in BDO can be enhanced, and Pen is the highest enhancement rating. A quick explanation on the gearing process for seasons is you want to get your Naru gear from doing the main quests, and that needs to be enhanced. When you get that Naru gear to Pen, you can exchange that for Tuvala gear. It's a really easy thing. You just click exchange for Tuvala gear, which is the gear you want to mainly focus on and your goal gear for the season. If you want a more in-depth guide on this gearing process for seasons, as well as how to enhance Tuvala and Naru gear, I have a guide in the description below that goes into this topic in depth. I'll explain what you need to do with your Tuvala gear at the end of the season, though, later in this guide. In-game, you'll also have a guide on what you should be doing by checking the Season Pass in the top right. The Season Pass offers challenges that you can complete for extra rewards and is something you want to 100% make sure you complete. You can also purchase a paid pass in the Pearl Shop if you want even more rewards, and is generally a pretty solid deal and can be worth the money if you think BDO is something you'll be invested in long term. If you do choose to go the simple route, you'll want to talk to Fugar near the stables of any city, and you'll have quests that give you the equivalent gear and experience that you would have gotten for questing. If you go through the main route, you'll just want to quest up to the end of Media. You'll know you reached that point if you get a quest that tells you to go to Valencia. You can choose to do this if you want, but it's definitely not something you have to do. It's important to do and quest up till this point because it gives you a ton of experience, free pets, increased inventory space. And when you hit like level 56, you'll also be able to get your Awakening and Succession quests, which I recommend doing as soon as you get them. Also, ignore any quests related to the Magnus. Awakening and Succession are essentially like specializations for your character in Black Desert. I also have a guide on those in my channel if you do want to take a look. In addition to the story quests, you'll also want to do weekly quests for Tuvala enhancement materials. Open up your Black Spirit, go to the Recurring tab, and go under the Season Weekly Stronger Tuvala Gear category. This will give you a weekly kill quest where you need to grind some monsters, which will give you those Tuvala enhancement materials as a reward. You could choose one of these per week. The one that I recommend grabbing is a quest called the New Mushroom Dish, which sends you to the Polly's Forest in Kama Sylvia. This is a really solid spot for new players to grind in, as it provides fantastic skill and combat experience, as well as some solid silver per hour. Even outside of the weekly quest, this is just a fantastic spot to grind and definitely worth spending some time at. If you want an idea on some additional spots, you can check out my grind guide listed in the description below. Now, as you level up from levels 58 to 61, you'll get a Pen Tuvala ring and a Pen Tuvala earring for playing on a seasoned character, as well as a Kaposha ring, earring, belt, and necklace. Between these pieces and all of the Tuvala gear you get from the season, you're going to have basically a full set of gear ready to go. However, something to keep in mind is that you cannot use the Kaposha pieces until the season, until you basically decide that you're done with the season. You can only use those on a regular character, but you'll want to use them when you turn your season character into a regular character, so hold on to those for now. Once you've completed your season pass, it will unlock the process of graduation, allowing you to turn your season character into a regular character and turn all of your season gear into non-season gear so it can be worn by your now non-season character. However, as a new player, I do recommend staying on the season servers as long as possible to progress your account as much as you can with the season server bonuses, as well as just not having to worry about the open world PvP. At the end of your season character's journey, you'll have a ton of leftover enhancement mats, which you can honestly just sell since you can't save them to use on a future season character. While on the season server, you can also get the Trent's Tier item, which is a season exclusive item that's worth grabbing if you plan on doing any life skills, and I'll leave a guide on how to acquire that in the description below. Grinding out the infinite potions on your season character is also a great goal to set for yourself, since the gear requirements for the spots aren't absurdly high, and this will help your account progression a ton. I also have guides on the infinite potion as well as guides on the rotation for all of those spots on my YouTube channel. The last thing you'll want to work on is the Season Seal of Journey. It's like an item that you can get. You can get a ton of these, which give you some exclusive items when you turn them into an NPC in Velia. The ones that I think are worth getting with these seals and the items I think are worth exchanging for are the 1 exchange per family items. These are all pretty solid. However, the ones that I think really stand above the others are the 3 weapon exchange coupons and the combat/skill experience exchange coupon, as these are only given out by Pearl Abyss every so often, and these are really good to have in your back pocket because they help you with re-rolling should you ever need to in the future. The seals can be exchanged at Pulvio in Velia, and if you just click on the item, it should path you straight to him. Now, once you decide that you are ready to graduate, you're ready to turn that seasoned character into a regular non-seasoned character and continue your progression, swap your server from a seasoned server to a non-seasoned server, as you cannot be on a seasoned server when trying to graduate. You want to open up the Black Spirit Pass and click the graduation button, which will bring up this screen. Then press confirm, your character will reload, and then you're good to go. Just re-equip all of your gear, and then you can get back out to your adventures. During this graduation process, you'll also get a voucher from Fugar that allows you to exchange it with him for a pen Caposha accessory. I personally highly recommend choosing the necklace, as you get by far the most amount of stats from that piece over your other options. Now, once you finish this graduation process, your next step will be to get into the guaranteed pen, Jatina, armor, and accessory systems and start your journey post-season. Bring your Tuvala pieces to Jatina and exchange them with her for the Jatina boss armor pieces. The process for that will be explained in the guide for the systems, which I do have, again, linked in the description below. Now, guys, that pretty much sums up my updated season server guide, updated for the new Eternal season server infrastructure. Hopefully you guys did find this guide helpful, and if you did, I'd really appreciate if you smacked a like on it. If you have any questions about the seasons, please feel free to leave a comment below. And for more BDO guides and gameplay, please be sure to hit that sub button as well as the bell to keep those notifications on. So thank you all so much for stopping by today. I do very much appreciate it. As always, I'm Dottz Gaming, and I'll see you in the next one.